Chat, here we go. We got Dark versus Flakes today. Dark in the Fennec, at least starting in the Fennec, against Flakes, who's in the Gizmo. The Gizmo has actually been known to have special powers when playing on my stream for a long time. Dark is going to start off immediately doing what he does best, attacking through the skies. And I guess what he does best is the pogos, but he is such a mechanical player with these slippery sets. Flakes is known to adjust well over the course of a long series. Flakes doing a really great performance in the Fear Fest, making it into qualification and then playing well against what turned out to be the top 3 finishers of the entire Fear Fest in his pool. So tough pool for Flakes. Big challenge here on Dark. Chat wants a prediction, and I don't know if one started, but I'm going to try and start one for them here and just make it a nice short submission amount of time, so you guys have to be quick. And actually, it's tied, which is perfect. 1 minute. You guys are going to have 1 minute to bet starting now, as we are currently square between the two. Flakes seemed like he made a ground play to a flick. I was actually looking away at the chat, so I didn't fully see. Thank you, Major Pain, for the 11 months. 11 months. Closing in on a year, Major Pain. Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't seen Flakes play before, I saw somebody mention that Flakes' car is an L. Maybe they haven't seen Flakes' gameplay, which seems like it's probably not very likely, but you never know. Flakes always just randomizes his car. I think this is like his 3rd or 4th car he's had while streaming today. Every once in a while, he just goes in and hits randomize. In fact, it was almost surprising to see him play the Ripper so much. He played the Ripper consistently through the whole tournament for the Fear Fest, qualifying and in the pool play, which is like over the course of multiple days he was playing the same car, which is different. It's not something that he normally does. I don't know if he just didn't hit the randomize button for a while, or if he specifically just wanted to play the Ripper, which is, you know, not something that Flakes normally cares about. Oh, did Flakes just try and pogo? When I first asked Flakes, if you guys didn't know, I'm looking to see if we could get somebody to challenge Dark in just a pogo 1v1 with pogos only. So when I asked Flakes about the game today, he thought I was asking him to do a pogo only 1v1. I was like, no, Flakes, I'm not. Like, you don't have to do pogo only. I think we should just do a regular show match, and we'll find somebody who like actually hard grinds pogos to play Dark in a pogo 1v1. But apparently he wants to bring his pogo out. I think a few people have responded to me. Jorias, of course, said he was down, so we might have Jorias go. I know Jorias had a decent pogo. A freestyler reached out to me and said he's a very consistent pogoer and he'd be down to 1v1 Dark in a pogo 1v1. So I think it could be fun. I assume everyone would have a good time watching Dark and somebody else just pogo at each other back and forth. Which freestyler? Steez. Or at least he's on Nixus, which I know is a freestyling team. Flakes just dropped the ball. Available for Dark, the turn-in challenge. By the way, I don't know if Dark is live right now. Dark does stream a lot. He usually does go live for the show matches, so he may or may not have gone live, but Flakes is definitely live at twitch.tv/Flakes. Tryptamine, thank you for the Prime for 5 months, by the way. You guys have been subbing like wild at the start of the stream today, which I very much appreciate. Flakes, slow play on the goal line. Maybe could have scored with a flick towards the end of it. Going to try and wait off this possession. He's going to just steal the corner boost because he knows Dark's not going to have a shot. And all that matters is that he controls boost. He'll likely get this dribble that he has resulted in. Power shot to the far post. Dark covers it. Dark is just a maniac with his speed right now, flying around the map. He was able to intercept on an early challenge. Falling from the ceiling. Flakes, great stop on this aerial. Up into the bounce. Dark did such a good job at threatening a tough to respond to shot, but Flakes fully covered it. Was able to clear it away. Minute 44, low scoring affair. Dark, a rare ground play from him in this game. Flakes able to send it to the backboard. Thought about potentially demoing if Dark was going to try and chase the ball down, but Dark did not. So Flakes looks to control. Trying to drop a 50. Keep this ball in the blue half. Can't do so. Flakes now once again in control as he attacks Dark, waiting in net, going for the air dribble reset. This demo is probably going to be another goal. Dark can counter, and he gets it inside the opposite post. Who is Steez? He is not. Somebody said no, he's not a freestyler. He's on Nixus. I know Nixus is a freestyling team, and his name was Nixus Steez. So I figured he must be a freestyler. It was interesting because he pogos with the tail end of his car, something that I haven't seen a lot of people do. You know, everybody who's been pogoing and like matching what Dark does has been doing it with pogos on their nose. And this is a great slot, by the way, from Flakes, top left corner. Apparently, Jack, thank you for the humongous raid. Thank you to the Jack viewers who are here now. Also, a $2 donation says good luck Dark from SLK. Appreciate that as well. We got Dark versus Flakes today if you guys are hopping in here from Jack's stream. A battle of two of the most drastic styles we've seen in the 1v1 game in a while. Flakes, of course, been around for a long time, showing what you can do with patient play, and Dark maybe being the current example of just a mechanical maniac. Dark, air dribble. Is his double on target? No. Flakes probably gave the shot a bit more respect than he needed to. He actually is still going to get his goal. I was going to say, his only win condition is probably just Dark missing and then him counterattacking, and yet he still gave half a jump when Dark went up, when I almost feel like he should just stay grounded and pray, because he needs that goal and another quick one. Dark's going to fake kickoff. Flakes controls the boost, and he's got himself a really good position. A high pop that Dark cannot challenge. He needed probably a stronger shot there. The soft one, Dark will be able to control and tap to the ground. So early lead for Dark as he started well in game number 1. Start of game number 2. Dark has now made a habit of playing game 1 in the Fennec and then switching to the Octane. Dr. Known, donating $2, says Dark is insane. He's 14 in top 100 in 1v1. He's a prodigy. Yeah, Dr. Known. I appreciate that, man. I once again, I very much appreciate your support, Dr. Known. Absolutely no doubt about it. You have been very kind. That being said, I do promise to read your chats if you want to put them in the chat instead of the donation panel. Just so you know. Flakes has switched up. He's in the Esper now. It doesn't seem like he fully hit random again because he still has the Hot Wheels topper, which is what he had in game number 1. So I wonder if he just switched his car. But this one's starting off a bit better for him. Within a second, Dark was taking a full field air dribble into a reset to put Flakes down. But Flakes since then has definitely slowed the game down. Even though Dark probably still had the edge in the later parts of the game, it's obvious that Flakes had stopped most of his offense. He almost dropped that in the top left corner. Dark keeps giving the ball away, and it's up to Flakes to be able to control it quick enough to counterattack. He's going to jump off the wall here. Notice he doesn't use any of his boost. He's just floating at the position he knows Dark has to hit it, and saving all 88 for the eventual attack afterwards. Right now, Dark has been more than willing to shadow and play on the goal line and let Flakes approach him. Just bank on the fact that he's going to be able to handle the eventual shot. The madness from Dark does not lead to a good finish. Once again, Flakes controls the flicks. This time an early flick with the very little boost he has. A great setup. The Dark demo guarantees he won't be able to follow it up. Full field dribble from Dark. Will he get another first goal off of some resets? A reset into the pogo. Flakes able to clear this away as Dark's pogo never really threatened a shot. Bouncing too far away. Another full field dribble from the back corner. This time with a much stronger first touch, and this is how he scored last time. A high pace air dribble that only needs one reset to cover the field. Seems to be working much better as opposed to some of the slower dribbles he plays where he tries to go multiple resets or even drop into pogos. This fake kickoff, though, seems to have Flakes fully convinced that it's a real kickoff, because Flakes has handed him the ball a few times. Flakes might have just owned goal here. I don't think this needed to be a goal. Dark's dribble attempted to go over the top of Flakes, and Flakes just redirects it right into the net. This time Flakes does read the fake kickoff, tries to chip immediately over him. Dark keeps losing control of the ball, and it's just about whether or not Flakes gets the shot quick enough. This time he does, as Flakes takes advantage of Dark getting ahead of himself in the orange half. Dark has done so many different fakes and delays. This time it's just a heavy delay, but Flakes has the read on it. Definitely seems intentional from Dark. Doesn't work out. Wave dash recovery from Flakes. Doesn't get the boost, but shouldn't need it. Oh, he missed wide. He tried to take a wave dash shot to make sure he had power, and he just barely missed. It's going to be a goal for Dark instead. That is a huge swing as we cross the 2 minutes left mark. Flakes could have been up and trying to control the game. Instead, he hands over the opportunity. Now, the play from behind. Fake kickoff, or not even fake kickoff, I should say. Half flip kickoff where he just ignores. You frequently get those mixed up. Flakes gets gifted a demo here. I'm not sure this play was intentionally supposed to be a demo. He was just trying to keep it away from Dark, who gets absolutely blown up as a secondary to Flakes trying to outplay him. Big touch from both these guys leads to a Dark wall to air dribble from center field off the ceiling. Likes to use the ceiling flip to flip back into the ball, but Flakes prepped for it, immediately threatening his save high. See him rolling off the top of the arena. Just outplayed Dark in the corner now, and it's a 4-3 lead for Flakes. Flakes with 12 boost. Such a dangerous attack coming to the side wall with Flakes already there. So hard to steal the ball away from those people who are basically trying to bait you in. That's certainly what Flakes did. Another battle of the Dark fake kickoff. This time Flakes reads it much better and is eventually going to get a goal. He rolled it directly down the center of the field at Dark, and Dark wasn't able to gain control in time, and it's almost like Dark is afraid of attacking now, because there was definitely an opportunity there to make a play on the ball, but stays passive, trying not to get caught out by the guy who loves to punish you for every little mistake. Flakes is going to play this into his own corner. Set up off the back wall. Dark, enough of a fake challenge to get Flakes to think for a moment, and another swing around gets Flakes to launch the ball. Dark has really brought in a ton of those zap dashes. You see players doing it with the side of their car as well, doing like sidewards wave dashes as opposed to popping your front wheels. I don't know if sidewards is a world, but there's of course Dark doing it in the more common fashion. But he has fully integrated them, as we mentioned the last time he was playing on stream. Needs a goal here, and 30 seconds left to go. Wins the kickoff ultimately. He's going to play it directly at net. Pulls into an air dribble. Air dribble bump. Can Flakes get around it? No, he's demoed. Dark was moving slowly. I wasn't sure if he was actually going to be able to take Flakes out, but he must get just to supersonic as he falls in the air. And now a crucial kickoff. 14 seconds on the clock. Both of them are going to fake it. Flakes tries to immediately shoot as he's first back to the ball. Gets a demo, but in the process clears the ball out. Back into his half. He's going to try and kill the bounce. Power slide cut is the Flakes classic. He looks to flick top right. Dark has the first save. Does he have the continuation? Flakes the dribble! He wins the game! He forces it through. Dark, who stopped the first, but with 13 boosts to work with, has to reverse back into the net, and that is enough to let the ball's momentum slide in. He needed to be attacking the ball in order to stop him, so it'll be a tie series 1-1 between Dark and Flakes. Start of game number 3. I am not a cook. Thank you for the tier 1 for 19 months. Glad you get to catch a tied series on your break. Yes. Glad to have you here. Long time streaking. Oh, there it is. You know what? We wait for Dark to pogo on somebody. It feels like it happens every match he plays, but you know, this is Flakes' signature. Power slide cutting somebody to get them to fly wide past the ball. Flakes with the early lead. Is he gaining some momentum? He's only just barely able to win that previous game. He is sticking it out in the Esper this time around. Flakes, look at this cut. Oh my goodness, these are filthy. These are so filthy. I don't know if there's anybody who can do it like Flakes. Oh man, the only other person I can think of who I think normally likes to carry them is King Randy. I know does a ton of power slide cuts and control like that. But my goodness. I mean, as soon as he finishes them, all of a sudden it looks like Dark is positioned horribly. I really don't think that Dark's defensive positioning is as poor as, you know, it looks after Flakes gets such a nasty cut. Like, how can you predict the ball to move as much in a different direction as he is able to make it happen? Of course, Dark needs to take note that he has to be aware of what Flakes can do. Big kickoff from Flakes. Dark's going to chip this time high at Flakes. And can he slot it inside the near post? He does. The first goal from Dark comes from Flakes faking the kickoff. And Flakes sweeps so wide here. I don't know why. I guess he wanted to be able to turn and attack back at the near post when the shot came. But the wide swing does leave the immediate shot open. The kickoff game has been so interesting between these two. As players who are both very willing to mix it up and very willing to fake. The back and forth has been intriguing. This time around, I thought Flakes could have dunked on the goal line, but decided not to. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last, that Flakes seems to have more patience than I even seem to think was the right play. But he's going to respawn off this demo and turn it in for a fourth goal. Dark unlucky with where Flakes ends up respawning. You've been watching since the Feer 500 days, and even have a show match from your viewer 20 days. Love what you do. Yo, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I believe you. 19 months subbing is, you know, about as long as you've been doing show matches, I feel like. We're probably doing show matches a little bit longer than 2 years. So the fact that you've been subbing that long, I definitely believe it. Dark's going to get a direct kickoff goal, barring a huge miss. Flakes was able to extend it to 5 with, I think, the same thing. Dark trying to escape Flakes here on his way to the side wall. He's having to do so much work not to get demoed. And therefore, Flakes succeeds at what he's trying to do, which is prevent him from getting his dribble started. So Dark goes all the way back to his back wall. He's going to pogo on Flakes. Flakes attacks as the ball bounces. And then the demo as well to guarantee the goal. Dark, he gets those resets to be able to counter players who try and challenge him on the bounce. And we might see that from him later in this series. But for now, Flakes has the edge on the pogos. We saw Dark miss the first pogo, not really because of anything Flakes did. Just wasn't a great setup from Dark. This time around, though, the correct challenge from Flakes. He's going to make it 7-2. We talk about Flakes getting a read on his opponent and slowly punishing them for the tendencies he's able to find. And that's definitely what the flow of this game has been so far. Dark able to take the first one. A close game too, but now Flakes extending a big lead. Dark is going to take the setup from Flakes into the air. Reset, able to steal the boost. Needs to get back to this ball. Take it high in order to punish Flakes for being low. And Dark actually tried to set it up off the bounce on the ground. Now the continuation will be a goal. Flakes is going to throw him the nice shot. Dark tried to slam it onto the ground to give it a high bounce to get it up over the top of Flakes, I imagine. But either way, got a favorable 50, and he just is so convincing on those kickoffs. Even though these guys have been faking all series long, Flakes still ends up falling directly for that slight offset kickoff. Dark with 0 boost now. Flakes delaying this shot. Dark able to get the first save. I think he knows that Dark is low. He's going to cut the ball to the midfield and just shoot it over the top of him. I mean, Flakes is a dangerous player to have attacking you when you are on 0 boost. You can see Dark creeped out. Maybe you would have thought about challenging him out near the midfield. Ultimately decided to turn around, which ended up being a mistake. His best chance after going that deep is probably to play the ball. Dark backing up into his net like he's done multiple times. This time Flakes can't control the ball. Flakes has 0 boost, and apparently giving him space is exactly what he needed. Flakes was trying to take it over to that midfield, probably to grab 100 and then start his attack again, but the missed flick is capitalized on. His diagonal kickoff does not go well for Dark. It's not what he needs late in this match. After getting a goal, he needs to get the streak going. It's a wave dash kickoff for Flakes. I actually didn't even notice that from Dark's perspective the first time around. But it was less about the wave dash and more about the direct win into Dark's half that resulted in the goal. Dark getting a reset as he tries to switch possession here on Flakes. He is taking it to the skies. Flakes goes back down to the ground. Dark maybe didn't get the reset. I'm not sure. Either way, Flakes is throwing him the nice shot for this 5th goal. Dark is not out of this one. Flakes was so close to the play when he decided to leave and boost back down to the ground. A bit surprising. Standard kickoffs for Dark. Not normally an issue for him, I would say, when watching him play. Especially because he does such a good job of mixing them up that I think other players have a tough time getting a consistent read on him. But has been a point that he needs to clean up here in this match against Flakes. Dark out of this game, presumably to forfeit game number 3. Or is he switching cars again, like people always are doing nowadays for some reason? I don't know if this is him telling me that he's forfeiting or what. He is back, and he left the match. Let me ask him. Let me message him. Flakes dancing around. I think... Yeah, he was just forfeiting that one. So, sorry, gonna pause it. And, wow, it's 18 seconds left. Why did I do it? Doesn't matter. Already did it. Flakes gonna win game number 3. Thank you for the $50, by the way. SHQUH. I assume that's the prize pool, right? Game number 4. Flakes winning game number 3. I haven't put that on the scoreboard yet. Thank you for the $50 donation, which might have happened outside of the YouTube video, or I might have acknowledged it outside of the YouTube video. From SHQUH. I don't know how to say that. Shaka? I don't know. Either way, adding $50. I relayed that to the players, and Flakes immediately said, if I win, I want Dark to have the prize. So very nice gesture from Flakes. That's why you see Dark just saying lol at the start of this game. That was his response to finding out that win or lose, he's going to get the prize, I guess. Dark, the pogo. He hasn't been able to score one yet against Flakes, but in the Fennec, he's looked much better. He did not recover well from this one, though. Long shot. And a first goal. Yo, Asmeric, thank you for the tier 1 for 9 months. 9 months of tier 1. Appreciate that. This is not the first time that Flakes has taken money he's earned from Rocket League and given it to someone else. If you guys didn't know, Flakes streamed, I think it was September. He streamed all of September because he called it Mom-tember, pretty sure. And then gave all the proceeds that he made to his mom. So he's a good guy. Jasmo, Deceit, and Shibby, thank you all three of you for the brand new Prime. Great to have you here. Dark is turning it around a little bit at the start of game number 4. He really wants to get these wall-to-air dribble setups, and Flakes knows it, so he's just going to demo him. And now cut to the ground. This is a great adjustment from Dark. And he goes crossbar down. I mean, it might not be as exciting, but it is exactly what Dark should do based on the way Flakes has looked to counter him. Dark's going to the sidewall to set up his dribbles that he loves so much. Flakes knows that he should just chase him down and stop it. So Dark turns away from the ball, demos Flakes, and then instead of taking the wall to air dribble, he resists it, cuts it to the ground, and gets a quick shot. So a third goal to punish Flakes. Maybe we'll get to see some more air dribbles from Dark, considering he did such a good job at punishing Flakes for chasing him down. But so many of these midfield dribbles and challenges have end up popping Flakes' way. Flakes faster to the midfield boost. Trying to set up his power slide cut. Dark gets to the ball before the dribble starts. It's another great adjustment by Dark. Once Flakes is in his position and has set up his angles, it's going to be so hard to challenge him. But if you stop him before he gets the setup, just like the same thing with Dark and his wall-to-air dribbles, you can have a much easier time. Now this time, Dark able to flick over the respawning Flakes and then extend the lead back to 2. Fake kickoff from Dark again. Tapping the ball high. And Flakes dove underneath the ball. I couldn't really see Flakes and what was going on past the play, but I just saw his nameplate flying underneath as Dark took it over the top of him. Flakes staying low enables him to recover quickly, even after making a mistake. That's why you see him back before Dark can get a shot. Dark chip to himself, and he's just faster. Flakes thought there was a window to jump and really just cover the eventual shot because Flakes didn't really attack the ball very hard. He was just trying to seemingly cover the space that Dark was looking to press into. Dark able to go over the top now. A drop to low 50. Dark mixing up his gameplay a lot to much success. He's trying to match Flakes on the ground. But now this natural setup is impossible not to take. Multiple resets for Dark. And a goal. This is when Dark is going to play his aerial game best, when he doesn't force it and he takes the opportunities that fall to him. Flakes rolling off the inside of the net. Was never going to be able to get up. And a dominant game coming back at Flakes after he showed what was a very impressive game number 3. Dark can let the ball bounce off the back wall. Couldn't maintain possession though as Flakes sets up a breezy. Comes off with very little power though. Possession still in his favor off the wall. Trying to punish Dark for diving into the corner to see if he could get to the opposite post before the recovery, but he could not. Dark challenging these dribbles really before they get started has seemed to be the answer for him. Once again, Flakes looking to set one up. This time he is going to stay back in net, and Flakes is going to get his 3rd goal. This is why you can't let him get to that position. Dark didn't really have the boost, I guess, to stay close to him at the midfield, though. Flakes sees the way that Dark has set up in net and cuts it behind him to make it awkward on the save. Flakes, the softest shot I've ever seen, is going to be punished. Needed to get a better touch on this for sure. Not only does it come with no power, but he also flies past the ball because of it. Yeah, in general, the best way to check out somebody's settings are to go to their replays on ball chasing if you can find them. I think that has all their camera settings from that replay. And then you can also just go to their Twitch chats and find the commands that they have for their settings. Flakes. Demoed, but his flick is on target. Dark gonna throw in the nice one. Within 3 with a minute 14. We saw Dark make these similar kinds of movements, but never really gained any traction in the previous game. Flakes was able to immediately extend the lead back. Can Dark do the same? Full field dribble from the back wall. Strong first touch. He has to reset the backflip after the backwards wave dash. Dark is a madman going full field. He's not pointed at the ball, but he doesn't need to be. Actually, an insane shot off the backwards wave dash to the backflip. Dark wall dashing back to the corner. At this point, he has a bit of a lead. I think he's going to feel more comfortable setting up his aerial plays. This one, though, looks like his aerial plays from earlier. Flakes, does he have an angle? He's going to try and go double off the backboard. Dark left the net for a long time. Took the risk that Flakes wasn't going to be able to find it. Reset shot, crossbar down. And bounce is high enough that Flakes is able to keep it out. But with 30 seconds left to go, Flakes can't get away with just playing defense as he just turns around in net. I think both these guys know that Dark has forced this to a game 5. Flakes the pinch, full field. 10 seconds to get 3. Dark's question mark, I assume, is going to come because he felt like they acknowledged that the game was over and Flakes shouldn't score. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain the question mark. Game 5 in Dark versus Flakes. The backflip reset. A Dark signature move, but he puts it in a game that has already finished. We'll let everybody watch it, though. So clean. One last game to decide the series and to decide whether or not the $60 prize pool goes to Dark or if it goes to Flakes, who then apparently is going to give it to Dark. Game number 5. Dark and Flakes. We've seen it all so far. The close battles in the early games and what it looks like when both players dominate in the past couple. Which one will be able to take game 5? What a save! Dark. Those shots earlier had been going in. He's hit a couple, but he lost control here. Flakes is going to be able to turtle his way into the net. What happened with Dark? I'm not going to be able to see. Vying for the boost or maybe the ball in the corner. To being completely stuck with 0, and Flakes taking an open net. Wall to air dribble for Dark. Not going to be able to stop. Be stopped early by Flakes, that is. Dark has been liking these ceiling resets, but hasn't led to much success. Flakes leaving the midfield boost for Dark to take. Dark, aggressive challenge. Flakes pops over the top of him, but ultimately drops it to Dark, who's tying the game. Did you find anyone for that Pogo 1v1? Yeah, I think so. We might even find a couple people. Maybe if we get a few people, then we do like a King of the Hill where everyone's pogoing. Because I think a full show match with just pogos maybe doesn't work quite as well, but I feel like if we have a few people and they're all just basically trying their best to pogo, it could be fun. See what everybody can do. Dark. This air dribble reset looks like what he does when he's trying to punish people for challenging his pogo. His car is pointed down. It looks like after he gets the reset, he might be going to the ground with the ball to pogo, and then he pops the reset early, usually to get it over the top of the early challenger. It almost looked like that's what Dark was expecting to happen there, but Flakes stage shadowing, and so Dark's use of the reset just gave him the ball. Ground play for Dark. Gets Flakes to jump and drops it immediately. Flakes still able to cover it. And Dark can't quite recover. That's a great wall dash to get that save. Able to grab the corner boost. Flakes' shot forces him into net, though, and the boost will respawn for Flakes. Dark escapes into Flakes' corner at the cost of all his boost, though. The long shot from Flakes. Just barely not there in time. Dark playing on 0. Just trying to keep away as Flakes cuts back to net over and over again. Trying to extend Dark to his limits to the point where he can't recover. This is a great landing. Is it going to be enough? The bump on Flakes? No, it is not. Dark, after what was a kind of a mistaken touch at 0 boost to try and push it away because the landing is going to be so delayed, he actually landed about as perfect as you could hope for, prepping for what was going to be a Flake shot on net. Is this just directly in? No, it's crossbar down. Pops up. Dark the single jump to make sure Flakes doesn't challenge. Delayed, and then flip to make sure that he doesn't get punished for floating away from the ball. There's kind of a lot of adjustments that he makes to make sure that that save works, but very impressive nonetheless. Flakes likes to pop it behind you, and he'll do it again. Dark swings wide. He's had a tough time dealing with Flakes' dribbles whenever he's given him all the space in the world. Normally in the 1v1 meta, giving a ton of space is dangerous to those aerial defenders, or sorry, aerial attackers who are so good at picking you apart. Flakes is showing that you can't give space to somebody on the ground either, as he slices and dices just outside the net. A 4-2 lead just over halfway through game 5. Flakes sending one to the moon. Dark trying to stay patient, but he's never been able to escape his half clean. Flakes always hovering around, looking to regain possession. He's going to undercut Dark, which will force Dark into the back corner. Dark comes to challenge early because of what we talked about, the way Flakes has been picking him apart whenever he lets him get near the net. He tries to close the distance, thinks he sees an opportunity to challenge, but Flakes has just baited him into yet another 50 that's not going to go his way. Dark throws the nice one. Flakes able to get around the ball and take the shot on net before the recovery. Minute 45, once again, Dark trying to close the distance before Flakes' dribbles start. And Flakes notices that has been the adjustment Dark has been making, so he just takes an early shot. And it leads to a 6th goal. Dark needs probably a couple kickoffs to go heavily in his favor here towards the end of the game. Threatening that demo attempt. You see Flakes jumping. Afraid that Dark is going to take him out. It's going to be tough to find a way to score from this position. Dark's just going to take the ball to the opposite corner. Flakes chases it down. Dark was trying to slow down in this corner to prep to start a dribble. You can't speed into the ball and make it work out. He throws the GGs, 7-2. Dark out of the match. Flakes going to be able to get the win. The great adjustments to the way Dark was playing. Flakes still wants to throw the money over to Dark. Appreciate these guys for playing. Thank you to Flakes. Thank you to Dark. But Flakes going to take it.